Hello there everybody, this is Grant, also known as the Collector 75, and welcome back to another Transformers Generation 1 review. For today's review, this one was requested to me a few weeks ago, so I'm going to be doing the Transformers Generation 1 Dinobots. Yeah, right, let's bring on the first figure, which is of course Slag. This is my original from when I was a child, so he's a little bit worn, I'm afraid. His horns are a little bit loose around there. And he does have a little bit of chrome fading around his little mane, whatever you want to call that. And some paint chipping, unfortunately. Yeah, so this is him in his Triceratops mode. Let me just get a good 360 on this guy. Yeah, he's not too bad, is he? Let's have a look. Articulation, his legs will sort of like... Oh, let me do that one so you can all see it. His legs will move. The back ones will sort of move there. I'm not going to move it because it will just knock him all apart for some reason. Anyway, but then his little black legs can bend at the knee. That's it. Oh, his little mouth will go up and down in there. Yeah, so I think he's a pretty cool figure. Now, the one thing I did like about this figure is, in fact, his name, because in Britain, Slag has a bit of a different meaning to the one they intended for this guy. Yeah, right. So that's Slag in Triceratops mode. Anyway, let's transform him. He's got a quite easy transformation, really. Flip the feet away, sorry, the back feet away like that, and then basically get these two sections here in the middle, and we just open these out like that. Separate the back legs like that. Get the tail, just manoeuvre that up into the gap and upwards, and then basically you've just got to fold down his feet into there like that, and that is it. We're basically nearly there. He's got a couple of little tabs inside his front little legs that you push them, and out comes his little robot hands, and then we just flip down the little mouth, and then we reveal the robot head. There we go. And so now his arms will move like that. He's not too bad. He has a bit of kibble at the back there, as you can see, but it doesn't make him overweight. He will stand. I know you're not going to see this, but he does stand quite easy and freely. He's got a couple of accessories. Where is the accessories? I've got them over here. Let me just grab them. He's got his nice little robot gun that goes in his nice little hand, just in there, like that. If I can get it in. I'm going to put some pictures at the end of this video so you can all see it. And it comes with a little missile launcher that just fits nice and easy into his little shoulder there. And there's a little missile that goes in there. It will sort of fire, but not very much. And then a little sword that just goes in his little hand as well. Don't know why they don't want to go in there. His little bloody hands. Anyway, there we go. So that is Slag with his little gun, his sword, and his rocket launcher. Pretty cool. Yeah. Right, so that's the first Dinobot. Right, the next one, who are we going to do next? I'm going to do Sludge next, I think. Oh, pardon me. And this is Sludge in his like Diplodocus Brontosaurus mode, whatever it is. I never had this one as a kid. This is in fact the classic reissue from about 1990-ish. Something like that, because this is my first opportunity to get Sludge. And as such, he doesn't come with a rub sign for some reason. Those ones never did. Now, I wasn't too keen when I got this guy. I'm glad I never had him as a kid, because his front legs, the robot sort of fists, just hang around there, and so it's like a big block right there. It's a bit annoying. But his mouth will open and close. He's got this gold sort of mouth, of course, in there. There is no room for the Diaclone driver because, of course, all these figures were Diaclone figures. I'll just show you on Slag quickly where his Diaclone driver went. You lift up this sort of like mouthpiece, and then you fold out that, and that's where his Diaclone driver would have sat. Almost forgot that. Now then, we pop him down there, and so we carry on with Sludge. You know, it's okay. It's okay just to sort of like sit on the side, and it looks okay. But, you know, I was never too keen of it. Anyway, right, to transform this guy, we just simply manoeuvre the legs up the back. And these do fit away somehow. I can't remember now. How do they go? Is it like that? Or have I done it wrong? No, that's it. They do go like that. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Why have I done it? Why is that not one going now? Who knows? What have I done wrong there? There we go. No. That's it. Look at that. Right, so I think that's the window cleaner at the window. Anyway, right, so now we just split his tail He has two little tabs up here, which you can just put your fingernail in, and allows you to split them quite easy. Right, so now then we split those, fold them round to the sides. We get the front legs. We now just flip these robot sort of like forearms downwards. Now then, what do we do next? We get the dinosaur head, rotate that down to the back. Now then, I think we split this next, or do we get the feet out? I can never remember, because this is a funny old transformer. Right, yeah, we flip the feet right out. Much like Slag, I mean, they've all got almost basically all identical transformations. Right, then we get these two sections, these sort of like silver chromed bits, and we flip these right back. Then we can fold the arms forward, flip them back, rotate them at the waist, and then we split the legs, like so, and we turn it around so you can all see it. Then we get the mid-sections and just fold them out like that, because on a double sort of like hinged joint. If I can do it, is it doing it? Yep, there we go. Like that, and then you can just sort of like position his like little wings at the back there. And then you've just got to get in here. Hopefully you've got nails, because then you've got to flip out his little robot fists that are just in there. Like that. Most people don't even bother, I think, unless you're putting his little guns in. Anyway, right, where's his weapons? He's got a sword that will go in his little hand. And then you've either got his gun, which will go in this hand. Like that, so that's him with his gun and his sword. But he also comes with a rocket launcher, so you can take out his sword, for example, and then just give him double the trouble. In like that. And that's him with his little rocket launcher. I believe that says, yeah, there we go. And of course he will stand quite easy as well, because he's got such large feet that they're not top heavy or back heavy or anything. We're going to pop him down like that. Now then, who are we going to go for next? We're going to go for Snarl next. And right away, as soon as I pick him up, his foot flips out. Yes, so Snarl. Now then, he is a... I'm not quite sure of what dinosaur he is, to be honest. Oh, it's a Stegosaurus, of course it is. There we go. This is my original one from when I was a kid, I think. Is it? I'm sure it is. I might have just replaced the legs, because as usual, these legs here, these snap right on these little bits. And so, both when I was a kid, both of mine snapped. And I think I might have got a cheap one somewhere, and I think I refixed it, but it still don't work that well. And this one, it snapped off completely, unfortunately, and just hangs loose. But I've managed to get the little hand to stay in there, because it's on my spring. Anyway, Snarl, he has loads and loads and loads of gold chrome all over him, all those gold panels there. They're supposed to be like solar panels, or something like that, and he's supposed to have like a tail that can just swing around and kill people. Anyway, once you get his foot to just a blooming stay in there, because it's bloody annoying. Right, we're going to leave it like that. Anyway, that's Snarl. We're going to transform him. Unfortunately, this one is a bit on the loose side, so I've got to be careful. Right, we pull out the body like that. Actually, before I've done that, I was supposed to do this. You get the gold sort of like front feet, and we put these into the sections just in there like that. Then we split the dinosaur head like that. Then you can sort of like separate the legs, I believe, and then we rotate the feet out like that. Sorry if this isn't too clear, but it's a bit fiddly. Right, and when you're happy with that, you can then twist the body 180, put it down. Right, then you can take out the feet this time and put them there. These should flip out like that because they're on little springs. And bring down the arms into play like that. And then we split the tail like that. And then we get this section, it just flips up and then rotate it back and then flip up a little robot head in there and it clicks into place. Yeah, and that is Snarl in robot mode. It's not too bad. You can't really play with it much because his legs just hang around off the back of his arm and get in the way. I think that's how I actually broke mine off, to be honest. But he's pretty cool. He looks menacing and mean as fucking hell. Of course, he does have a little bit where the Diaclone driver went, just in here, which you flip down, and it goes in there. So we flip that back. Fucking hell, that's a bit tight, that one. Right, that was his. Who have we got here? Right. He comes with a little robot gun, which goes in here. Like that, so we flip the arm up. That will go in there, quite easy. He's got another little sword that will go in this hand. There we go. And then he also comes with this little missile launcher. We're just going to put the missile down there. And then drop all the missiles and everything. Right, so that is him with his little missile launcher. And his little missile that goes in there. Pretty good, I think. Right, let me just check something down there. Let's have a look. That's all right. Right, so yes. That is Snarl in robot mode with his little missile launcher. It doesn't fire, unfortunately, but you know, still pretty good. Right, we're going to pop him down there. Right, now then, we're going to move on to Grimlock. We're going to leave Swoop till last because he's the most fiddly. Anyway, this is Grimlock. I don't have his Masterpiece version yet. I still want to get it, but I just can't be bothered to pay about £120 odd or whatever it is for it. Especially when it's not as big as Megatron or Optimus Prime for some reason. I'm a bit gutted about that. But anyway, it looks amazing, that does. Anyway, but this is his original form, his G1 form. There he is, quite menacing. Anyway, yes, so his little head will move up and down, his little mouth will open and close, like that. Yeah, you know, he's pretty good. His little legs will move along, of course, and kick people. It's pretty good, I think. You know, it was back in the day. This was like the best you could get, really. I love this. Unfortunately, this isn't my original. This is the classic version from 1990. This is the first time I owned Grimlock, and I was well chuffed with it, to be honest, even back then. I don't have the Generation 2 Dinobots because they were in weird colours when I was sort of like collecting them back then, and I just thought, no, I'm not getting them. Right, to transform this guy, we take the head and we just flip it all the way back to there. We split the tail, much like Sludge at the back there, and flip that round. Then I can't remember what we've got to do next. Oh, that's it. We split the little robot halves just here, and we rotate them back. That allows us to rotate this entire front sort of section where the legs are and flip it up into place, just there. Like that, move the legs up. Now then, we should be able now to flip these bloody legs back. I can never do it. How do we do it? I'm sure we just push on it. There we go. I think we've got one. Right, I've got one. Will the other one go? Yeah, there we go. We just flip the legs back like that. And then much like the same with Sludge, we separate the torso end and then just rotate these down. Like that. Right, so once you've done that, you then just get the legs and you push these bits forward on both sides. That reveals his arms, and there is Grimlock in robot mode. He is pretty good. He is a tiny bit back heavy, but you know, it's not too bad. You can just a bit deal with it. Unfortunately, the robot head is sort of like really sort of back. It should have been like here, really. But you know, what you're going to do, it's Generation 1, and this is why we love it. Anyway, he comes with a robot gun, which you can put in here, which he used all the time in the cartoon. And he comes with his sword, little red sword. I believe these were supposed to be going to be gold chrome, but then they just decided on red. Maybe it's because it's supposed to be an Energo sword, so it just looked better or something, I don't know. But anyway, but he also comes with this rocket launcher, which you can put in his hand as well. You can get it to stay in, like that. And it just goes in there, like that. So this is Grimlock in robot mode. Pretty good, like that. Right, so we're going to move on to probably the best one. Well, I wouldn't say the best one, but definitely the hardest to get, which of course is Swoop. Now then, I didn't have this as a kid, obviously, because it was never released in England, and as from what I've heard, it was actually quite hard to get in America at the time, but, you know, not too sure about that one. I had to repro label this guy up because the labels that were on it were absolute rubbish, and his beak is a tiny bit sort of chewed up. Anyway, I think he looks good. You know, you can fly him about the place. Looks really good. And actually, he's quite smaller than the other Dinobots. Yeah, you know, he's pretty good. I like him in this mode. His head's a little bit loose, but, you know, it's alright. There are dodgy knockoffs of this guy. I'm not quite sure of the quality of them because I weren't interested in them. The only knockoffs I buy, if, you know, they're bigger, smaller. Anything that's just a complete replica of the original, I don't see the point in, really. And they're usually substandard, so I just steer clear well with them. Anyway, right, back to the transformation for this guy. Yeah, you just take the feet or the legs from the back, and then you basically just got to put them into each other a little bit fiddly. Here we go, like that. If it will go in, there we go. He's not my favourite one to transform, and I've got the world's smallest of this guy, and I nearly broke it straight away on some of these parts. Right, so, anyway, that's his legs done, and we're nearly there. I'm going to take these off, because otherwise they'll just get in the way. But I do prefer them when you leave them on. Anyway, you flip the wings back. Then you've got to separate. I don't know if you can see on the back here, there's little screws just there and there. You've got to sort of like move them out like that so the chest will separate. It's not all the easiest to do, believe me, because I don't seem to want to move. And then you've got to try and get the arms out, and that's a lot of fun, I'll tell you. Anyway, you put them back, there we go, they're in the right place now, and then you put the beak down. You can always tell when you've got it right, because you can put the beak down into place like that. Then you've just got to try and get these flimsy little piddly poxy arms out without breaking them, which can be a job in itself. There we go, because you can just feel it wanting to pull the whole thing apart. Then you've got to try and extend the arms. I'm trying to do it so you can see it. Just in there. And there. There we go. These are so flimsy and fiddly you wouldn't believe it. Anyway, the only accessories he comes with his little sword. That's actually Grimlock's. He comes with this sword here, which you can put in his hand. And you can put one of his wing blasters in his hand as well as his gun. Didn't come with actually a robot gun as far as I know. Well, any other version I've seen doesn't, but you can put these other ones in here. Oh, there we go. If I can get the right hole. That firing into my eye. So I actually prefer them just leaving his sword in and leaving these on there, much like how he's usually seen in the cartoon or the comics. So that is Swoop, probably my favourite Dinobot, just because he looks quite cool and very hard to get. He does have some landing gear as well, but mine's snapped off, so I'm not going to bother trying to show you that. Yeah, I'm going to put some pictures at the end of this video so you can see them all lined up together. They are probably one of the best Autobot groups you can get and were massively popular. They were used in the comic all the time and probably were the only sort of Transformers that were used from Season 1 right till Season 3 with any regularity. All the others were just killed off or whatever. So, you know, yeah, so pretty good. Right, so that was the Generation 1 Dinobots. I hope you all liked this review. I'm just going to pop him down there. Yeah, he doesn't want to stand up too well. He's a little bit lopsided. Yeah, so I hope you liked this review. This has been Graham, the Collector 75, and I shall see you all next time.